Hi, welcome to Basic PHP 2, my PHP and MySQL videos. The notes for this, you can use the video this way. This is a suggestions of how to use the video. The notes for this video is at this URL, which is loaded here, and we are here on the EG002 basic. Okay, so we had our EG001 opened, and I can just reuse this file and create EG002 basic, which we are going to talk about integers, double, and all the good stuff. Okay. All right. Let me close this EG001. Come over here and just go to your C drive, Windows Explorer, TEM, MyPHP. Make a copy of EG001 basic.php, do a paste, and rename it to EG002 basic.php. Okay, and then I'm going to open this, right click, edit with Notepad++, so I can start changing stuff. Okay, and obviously I don't need all the stuff. Okay, and I want to change the title to Richard Ricardo Basic PHP because we are going to do some serious PHP now. It's not really HTML. And I'm going to remove everything here. But before I remove everything here, I'm going to go to the body. Let's see if H3 will work. We are going to do a little bit of variables. And then I'm going to delete everything here. I don't need all this. I'm just going to delete it. And I'm going to, just for easy formatting, I'm going to put everything onto the left aligned, okay, so that it's easier for you guys to read. Remember, we have to wrap a PHP, we have to wrap HTML around PHP. So now everything here is HTML. And here is PHP. And remember, there are 6 data types. I'm just going to copy the commands from there to here. And I'm going to delete everything in the header, the head. I'm going to delete everything in the head. Control S to save. And then we have our PHP code over here. Okay, let's look at what we have, okay? Do a file save, Control S to save. Come over here, we were looking at example 001 basic. I'm going to okay, so if you type in localhost my underscore PHP, you realize the second file you have created, second PHP file you have created, EG02 basic is there. So if you click on it, your title have changed to PHP, variables is here. So now let us do some variable declaration. Remember there are 6 data types. If I declare data type, if I just declare integer as a variable, this is an integer. So I can echo count is a, and then I can echo. There is a function called get type, which will show the type. So when you reload, they will say 10 is an integer. So this one actually returns that. So if I do a double, which is and then I just say, I'm going to copy this, Control C, Control V, and then we say the lease price is the lease price. We'll say 9.5 is a double, but it's on the same line. So in order to move it to the next line, we have to add a HTML code, which joined by a connection operator as a string. BR here, you move to the next line. But if you just move to the next line, and if you view source, they're still on the same line in the source, which is the HTML generator. So there's HTML generated, and then there's the output. So you want this HTML generator to be easier to read. If you want to do that, you need to do a escape character /n. So that would not affect the output in HTML, but it will affect the code in the source. Okay, so that's good. So we are happy with that. And then we can just keep coding here. We're going to put this one here. Control C, Control V. No changes, but will affect the next one. So we did that. And then, so we did an integer, we did a double, and then we can do a string. Okay, we're going to do two strings. There are two ways to declare string. Okay, one way is to use the double quote. The other one is the single quote. Both will work, but later we're going to talk about the difference. Okay, and we know that they are strings, so I'm just not going to do the type anymore. I'm just going to echo. Okay, first name, Control C, and last name. So they are strings, okay? And then we are going to do Boolean. So true or false. And then it's kind of interesting when you try to echo them. Okay, I'm just going to copy this and change this one to the Boolean and change this one to the Boolean, okay? And it's kind of interesting because a true Boolean, a true value in Boolean is actually 1. But if it's a false, it shows nothing, okay? And then if you view source, this is what the HTML generator HTML looks like, all right? Okay, so we finish the variables. We are going to move on to the next one, which is okay. I'm going to start copy and pasting so things will be faster for me. So the video will be shorter. So we're going to do arithmetic operators, and you have to wrap HTML around the PHP. And so if you declare two variables, both integers, and then you can do calculation for them. And then you get the results, right? And then you can echo the results. Oops. So now 14 plus 9 give you 23. Okay, but it will be better if we can show what's going on. So we say our 14 plus that will actually display what's going on here. Okay, and you don't have the spaces so white. I can actually make them closer. So if you can actually tell which part is PHP, so this is PHP, you know, variable, and which part is string, this is a string, you can actually make them closer. Control S to save. So you have the addition done. So once you have addition, you can do the rest, right? You can do subtraction. Okay. And then you can do multiplication. So this subtraction and multiplication. Okay. And then finally, we have the division. Divide. So now it's the division, but you realize that, hey, there are so many decimal places, right? Because automatically when you do a division like this, they will change integer to double, okay, which is floating point. So when this happens, we have to do a little bit of formatting. So we do a rounding, 2 decimal places. And of course, these are comments here. And we actually assign result back to itself. So 2 decimal places here. Okay. All right, so we finished arithmetic operators, and I think it's a good place to stop because my video is getting too long. Okay, and in the next video, we're going to continue from here with the dates and relational operators. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back.